Hey guys, I'm just going to show you how I make my digital worksheets. Once you get going with it and once you get practice with it, it's actually quite simple. It's a couple steps and it'll take some time, but I've done it now maybe, I don't know, 10 different times. So now it just kind of goes a lot faster for me. The first thing you're going to need to make sure in order for this whole thing to work is that you have this snipping tool. It should already be on your computer. I didn't know it was already on our computers, but it should already be on your computer. And all you have to do is come over here to this button where it says type here to search and just click in there and type snipping tool and it comes right up. It shows you right here on the screen that here's your snipping tool app. You just need to open it basically and then pin it down here. But that's the tool that does like all the work. So I'm just going to show you with a quick, this is one of my journeys worksheets from one of my journeys packets for my stories. So I'm going to turn this into a digital assignment that the kids can actually type in. And if you see, it's a 43-page packet, but I'm just going to use this one page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open my snipping tool and I'm going to click new. And what you're going to see is the whole screen is going to go gray, and that's okay. So the whole screen goes gray. And what I do is I take my snipping tool and I start in the corner and I hold my mouse down and I drag where I want to snip. So what part of the worksheet I want to copy. Okay. And then you can see that it gives you a picture of everything that you copied. And then you're going to save it. Now, the key is you have to save it to your desktop because that's the only way you can get it into your school Google Drive account. So I'm going to save as, and I'm just going to be really specific with what I name this. Now, if you notice, I've already done this 100 times. So mine already comes up to my desktop and I just made a folder for Google Classroom. And I even spelled Google Classroom wrong, but that's okay. So I'm just going to put this as journeys. But you may want to be specific with what which story and things like that. So I'm going to save it. And then I'm just going to close out of here. And I'm going to come into a new tab. And I'm going to use my little apps over here, my Google apps, and I'm going to open up Google Slides. Now, when I first started this, I thought that everything was done in Google Docs, and it's not. A lot of those worksheet type things are done in Google Slides because that's where you can do a lot of different things. So I'm going to click up my Google Slides. And I'm going to click a blank document. All right, now the first thing I have to do is I want to get rid of all of this because I just want a blank I don't want any of this stuff in here. So I'm going to click on it so that it's highlighted and I'm going to click Control X and that deletes it. Same thing here. I'm going to highlight it and then I'm going to click Control X. Now I'm still not ready yet because this doesn't look like a worksheet page. This looks like a presentation page that I would make a slideshow on. So I have to make this look like a worksheet page. So all I have to do is go over here to File. I go down to Page Setup. And we all know what a copy is, what size paper a copy is. We've used them enough. I go to Custom and I click that I want an 8.5 by 11 page. And if I had a worksheet that was on landscape, I would just flip my numbers around. I would want an 11 by 8.5. And I click apply, and you can see now I have a sheet that looks like a worksheet page. Now, here's the main thing. I don't want to just copy and paste, and I don't want to insert something onto this page because there's a possibility that the kids could somehow delete it then. What I want to do is I want to click my background because I want to make my worksheet the background of the page so that there's no way that the kids can delete it whatsoever. So I'm going to click background, and then this is where I'm going to choose my image. This is where I'm going to choose that picture that I took. So I'm going to choose my image. I'm going to browse my computer and I'm going to go to, so I'm on my desktop in my Google Classroom folder, and I'm going to pick that Journeys, that spelling worksheet that I wanted. And then I'm going to click done. And right there you can see it's now my background on my paper. So I can highlight stuff, I can delete stuff. It's not going anywhere. It's on that page. There's nothing that the kids can do for that worksheet to go away. So now in order to make it digital though, I'm going to start inserting text boxes because this is what the kids can click in order to actually type on the worksheet. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, make this a little bit bigger for me so I can see where I need to put my text boxes. I don't want it too big because then I can't see the whole area. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a text box. And right here, I know that they're going to have to type. So I'm going to drag and drop and create my text box. And then I need to make sure that the kids know that this is where they're supposed to type. So on all of my worksheets, I just put type here. Okay. And I made a video for my kids showing them that where they see this type here, then that's where they click. Because once you click off of it, the text box goes away. So if they take, excuse me, if they take their mouse and click right here, then the text box comes back up again and they know that they can just delete that and type their answer. So I'm going to do the same thing for all three of those. I'm going to drag and drop a text box. And I'm going to click type here. And same thing for the last one. Oops. Okay. Well, there's my three text boxes for those. So now they can write their sentences. And then down here for the sorts, I may figure out how many words are going to be in each one. And then when I put in my text box, I'm going to drag my text box for the whole thing. But I may, instead of saying type here, I might put number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And then I can highlight this. I can highlight these numbers. And I can make them a little bit bigger if I want to so that it takes up the whole box. So that they can see when I click out of there, oh, okay, well, I need to make sure I have 4 words that go in here. And I would do the same thing for each of these columns. And then I need to make sure that I title and give a name to this document. So again, I'm going to name it Journeys Spelling. You may want to name it whatever the story is in that spelling worksheet. And then because this is in your Google Drive, you don't have to save anything. You don't have to share anything. It saves everything for you. So everything is always saved in your Drive account. So as soon as I'm done with this and I have everything edited the way I want it to, I just close out of it. And then I come into my Google Classroom. I go to classwork. I go up to create an assignment. I'm going to title it Journeys Spelling. I'm going to put whatever my instructions are. This is a digital, I like to tell my kids that so they know this is a digital assignment, blah, 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 whatever your instructions are. And then you just come down here to add, go right to your Google Drive because it's in your Google Drive and it should be the first thing that pops up because it's the last thing you did. So it's right here, Journey Spelling. I just double click and it puts it right here into your file. The thing that you have to remember though is that you have to make a copy for each student. Otherwise, if you just let the students edit it, then the first student will put their answers in, and then every student that opens it up is going to see that first student's answers. So you want to make sure that you make a copy for each student, and that way they're all going to get their own copy of the worksheet. And then you just change over here to graded if you have a topic, and then you just click assign. And you can do that with any PDF file, anywhere where they are, they have places to type in answers, any math worksheet, anything like that, you can make into this digital assignment just by using the text boxes in Google Slides. So hopefully this helps, and hopefully it makes it just a little bit easier for you to get your assignments made. So let me know if you need any extra help, send me a message and I can walk you through it again.